If I just ask the question, you know, are you connected? Are you connected? All right. So now when I say that, I'm going to give you a bunch of analogies. And so when I talk about connection, I know that a lot of you have heard me say to reach out and connect with people, reach out and connect with people. And so here is something very unique because my description of connecting with somebody I know is different than your thought of connecting with people, right? So some people would have a connection. And how many people have ever heard this phrase called my soulmate? This person is my soulmate. On a scale to 1 to 10, what would you say that would scale as far as a connection? And let me just give you something to think about, right? When you're connected that strong with somebody, doesn't virtually everything in the world doesn't make any difference anymore? And you know that I've shared with each and every one of you how I've gone through changing of perspective. And that's my goal here today, is to help you to get a different frame, a different perspective on what connection is. And one of the things is, of course, I always make the joke about, when you're young and you're being teased and people go, Bobby, do you got a girlfriend? And you go, hey, stop teasing me. I don't have a girlfriend. They have cooties. I don't want anything to do with girls. Nothing. They got cootie. Well, I don't know what happened from my early 12, 13 years old in there. I don't know what happened to my early years to now, because I sort of like girls a lot now. You know what I mean? And been with my soulmate for 40 years now. All right. So isn't it amazing that you got this group of friends that you hung out with? And then all of a sudden, one of the close friends creates another connection. And what does the rest of the friends say about him? Oh my God. Do you even get messages returned from Curtis anymore? No. Curtis doesn't call me anymore. He doesn't show up anymore. He's not our friend anymore. He quit the softball team. He's not. Listen. He found another connection. Yeah, but is the connection more important than my connection? Apparently, yes. And then the next thing I hear, did you hear Curtis had a boy? Curtis is a father now. Are you effing kidding me? What? Hang on. So how can Curtis be such a close member of my connection? And in a blink of an eye, Curtis locked into another connection, and it might be painful. It might hurt a little bit or a lot, but Curtis found another connection. And in my opinion, don't get mad at me, maybe a deeper, high-speed connection. Okay. So here's my point, you guys. Everyone that's on here, even if they're in their 70s and 80s and 90s, knows what I mean when I say hardwired, right? Is there anybody on here that hasn't seen or them themselves took an Ethernet cable and unplugged it and plugged it into something called a modem or something called, the internet? See? And so, wow, isn't it amazing once you get connected, how the world stops when you're not connected? So you're walking around with your device, or you turn on the TV and it does this, and you're like, oh my God, the cable's down. Oh my God, where's the connection? Let me call the cable company. Let me call the internet company. My connection's gone. What if your whole life was about making sure that if you're unconnected, you find a way to get reconnected? Okay. Now, how many of your guys' minds are going a little fast now? Because in your life, how many of you have, I'll share it this way. Jim Rohn said this to me. Jim Rohn. Oh my God, I love Jim Rohn. So Jim Rohn said this to me. He said, he walked me over and he showed me this big black speaker. We were at an event and he put his hand on the speaker and he said, Robert. I said, yeah. He said, you see this speaker? And I said, yeah. He goes, what if we go behind the speaker and unplug it from the electricity? I go, it wouldn't work. So he says, are you telling me a speaker needs to be connected to an energy source? Now, that speaker, if it's connected to an energy source, there's also another wire that plugs into it. And that's the one that goes to the amplifier. So if you guys are not technical, this is okay. And that amplifier is hooked to a microphone. Am I losing anybody? And so when you put a microphone in front of somebody, why is it that, whoever's got the mic, whoever's speaking into the mic, have any of you watched someone sing like Whitney Houston at the Super Bowl, her rendition of the national anthem? And while you're hearing it, there's a bunch of weird things that are happening to your body. Whoa, what's that feeling? Why is my breath changing? Why is there tears coming out of my eyes? Have any one of you ever seen and listened to a speaker where that happened to you? I'm going to put this on gallery. If you don't want your camera to show, please put yes or thumbs up in the chat. So have any one of you ever heard a song or listened to someone sing and you were surprised by the feelings that it made you feel? That is someone that is connected super high speed internet. And it impacts us so much that it changes our reference in our mind. These are called significant emotional events. And when they hit you, you remember where you are. You remember what happened. Have you guys ever heard that, a song will play, and immediately when a song will play, you'll see someone having some kind of emotion because that song's connected to an event that happened in their lives. And as soon as that song starts playing, we go right into Star Trek, people, the tractor beam. We go into tractor beam time travel. We go right to that place. When my first son was born, when I got married, there's a lot of things we look through in these significant emotional events that have happened in our life. And I wanted to do my best to explain to you what connection is. Now, do any one of you have not only a favorite singer, but do you have a favorite actor or actress? Because it just seems to me like there's some people apparently know how to act, and then there's some people that are connected to high-speed internet where they're so good as you're watching, you're going, that's Tom Hanks. I'm looking forward to seeing this movie. And from the first scene, it's no longer Tom Hanks. It's whatever damn character he's playing. Can I get an amen? Or I just want to tell you guys, I want to talk about connection, because once you understand connection, your life is going to change. And it's going to change really, really, really fast. Has any one of you that love athletes, have you ever watched an athlete do something and you knew they were connected? It's like, we try to call this muscle memory. We try to call this practice. We try to call this a lot of stuff. But when you see unbelievable athletic move, you go, that's unhuman. That person's in the zone. Is like, holy crap. And when that person makes that incredible catch or incredible throw or incredible run or incredible tackle or incredible run back or incredible home run or an incredible goal, aren't you, like me, fascinated with human beings that are just a little bit above average and sometimes a lot above average? Now, question, why do they inspire us? So if a singer inspired us and touched us, an actor, an athlete, a pastor, a priest, a rabbi, all these people out there, a motivational speaker, a trainer, why is it when we see these certain individuals that they do something to us, we know that they're connected? And even though they're connected, it inspires us to want to be more like them. So when I say the goal in life is to connect with other people and get them to feel connected to something that will make them feel more connected. So I wrote this phrase when I was in my download, right? Which, by the way, If some of you are not getting downloads, it's because you don't have high-speed internet. How many of you caught this? It's like, hey, I downloaded that. It took a second. Let me see if I can download it. I go, what was that? Oh, I'm connecting to the internet like in 1980. Like what? So I click on a video and I get inspired and I get connected. You click on it and it's doing this. How many of you have watched a movie and all of a sudden it stops and it starts thinking, it starts doing the twisting, it starts doing the buffering, the time thing goes around. Does that upset you like it does me? It's like you're into the movie. You're connecting, goes into disconnect. What the And how many buttons do you press and how fast do you press them? Stop, pause, get out of the app, go back into the app, check all the boxes, go check the connectors. It's like, come on, get connected. If you have an electronic device, this happened with me and Jeff Carlisle yesterday. All of a sudden, something came up on my laptop. I was sitting in my massage chair and it says, it would be a good idea for you right now to plug into some power because if you don't, I'm disconnecting you. How many of us get distracted when that happens? No, you don't get distracted. You say, hey, Craig, hang on. What? I got to plug in. And everyone understands. Has any of you ever got upset when someone said, hey, Shauna and Kevin, hang on a second. I'm about ready to lose connection. Give me a moment so I plug in. And what do we all do? Hey, no problem. I'll go to the bathroom. I'll be right back because we understand the importance of being plugged into the energy because without the energy, we're going to lose connection. Why is it that you'll drop everything in life to make sure that your electronic devices are charged and connected, but you won't do it for you? I'm waiting. I feel that the majority of the people on this planet not only are not connected, but it's like whether you know that you're stupid. Stupid people don't know that they're stupid. And so then they get disconnected or they don't even realize that they went from, by the way, I went on the internet. I was so excited about sharing this stuff with you guys that I went on the internet. And there's a new company that came out the beginning of this year called Zippy or something like that. And they now have gigabyte. So I know 1,000, that's a megabyte, right? And then there's people like Google Fiber that have 8 gig down and up. And now there's 50. So what is that? That 7 times, 8 times? Holy cow. 10,000 is a terabyte. So it's 5 terabytes. Wow. All right. So how many of you, because see, this is what I want you to understand. This is sorting, you guys. If I find people, and I do find people still to this day. Hey, Robert, yeah, you got a minute? Sure. Can you call me like on a phone? Yeah. Why don't we jump on, Zoom, video conferencing? Ain't gonna die. Well, let's do Zoom over your phone. No, not gonna get a smartphone. Ain't gonna die. If there's something in your mind that doesn't say, hey, I wish you a great day. I was wondering if you could do me a huge personal favor. I'd like to be, if people had a big enough awareness, wouldn't it be neat to just reach out to people? Hey, Ola from Sweden. Who do you know right now that is connected to the highest speed internet? Well, I know of a company. Don't get mad, Ola. I'm not interested in your provider. I'm not interested in your connection. Why? Well, because I see the evidence of your speed in life. I know you're on low speed internet. No, I'm joking because Ola is a good friend of mine. So I did this post and I put it in Chat GPT. And here's what I put. Please give me some ways to make this sentence better. And here's the sentence that I put. You won't connect with people because you don't believe that it will do anything for them because it hasn't done anything for you. Say it again. You won't connect with people because you do not believe that it will do anything for them because it hasn't done anything for you. Now, ChatGPT gave me some other cool sentences. So let me run those by you. You struggle to connect with others because you're skeptical of its benefits, giving your own experiences. All right. So I'm over at Coach Bob's place and I got a flip phone, not a smartphone, a flip phone. As soon as I walk in, Bob goes, oh, by the way, if you're going to be here for dinner and hang out, my Wi-Fi is Coach Bob and the password is 1-800-STUD. Okay. And I go, Wi-Fi? What are you talking about? He goes, wait a minute. You don't have a smartphone? No, nope, don't have a smartphone. Not interested in connecting. Don't want to be on social media. In fact, I think the internet is from the devil. Plus, I'm on the witness protection program because I think that I've hurt a lot of people. So I don't want to put my picture or my profile on any social media because the people that I wasn't nice to are going to find me. Or I'm so scared about being hacked and losing everything. Is this any different? Well, I got to finish these sentences. Okay. Your belief in the value of connection stemming from personal disappointments hinders your ability to engage with people. I got hurt one time. I connected with people and they said some bad things to me. I connected with people and they won't connect back. Have any of you been in more than one relationship? So you were connected one time and then you got hurt until you decided to connect again. A yes or a yes? Now, some of you are not happy that you reconnected with someone new. And some of you are very happy that you reconnected with someone new. And so don't the people that are connected sort of irritate us a little bit? I mean, how old are those two? They must be in their 90s and they're kissing in public. I don't like public demonstrations of affection. Go find a hotel room. Is this touching anybody? Okay. So next one. Since connecting with others hasn't worked for you, you doubt it can benefit anyone, which impedes your abilities to form a relationship. So have you guys heard the same thing that I've heard, that most people in America today have less than 2 friends? How many of you have a lot of real friends? How many of you have friends, but you're not connected with them? Because yesterday, when Jeff reached out to me a couple days ago, we reconnected. Do any of you have relationships where the second you reconnect, it feels like you never unconnected? It's like you just pick up, right? It's like that connection hits, bam, bam, wham. Laughing, giggling, talking about, hey, you remember this? Blah, 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 blah. You go right back into that time, the tractor beam. And on top of that, you always know when you're connected because you totally forget about the time. It's like, oh my God, we've been talking for hours. I didn't even realize that went by. So how many of you have seen a presentation or a movie that you didn't get connected with and so you laugh? And how many of you have been connected and then all of a sudden they go, okay, we're gone. We'll see you next time you're going? I was on that Zoom for 3.5 hours. What the hell? It's like, you almost don't believe it, right? So let's read another one. Your lack of belief and your lack of belief in the effectiveness of forming connections based on your experience prevents you from engaging with others. Do any of you know that what I do, a people business? Now, this will sound like I'm asking you this question to pat myself on the back, but it's not. Do any of you feel connected to me? Okay. Do any of you feel that I'm connected to you? When people don't understand how to label that, they say, oh my God, you're so down to earth. Oh my God, you're so sincere. But every one of you has been connected to somebody, which makes you understand immediately when you feel no connection. No connection. No connection. So that means if you have no connection with somebody and you're trying to share stuff with them, there's not a fast enough connection for them to get the download. So now I understand if someone says, I don't understand what you do. I don't understand what you do. What I should be hearing is ding, 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 ding. They're like, oh my God, this person's on 9,500 bit. This guy's not. And how I came up with this masterminding. So the master was there. Some of you will get that hopefully one time in your life. It's like that's why when me and Jeff connected, we could feel it was on a different level for both of us. So let me give you the last one. You're hesitant to connect with people, doubting its usefulness due to your own unfruitful experiences. Okay. Each version aims to convey the original meaning more closely and clearer than focus at the end of the effective relationship between personal belief and your ability to connect with others. So how many of you are asking yourself almost on a day-to-day basis, why in the hell am I not connecting with people? It's because you're looking for evidence in your life that you're connected and you're not. You need me to say that again? Reason that you're not connecting with people is because you're not connected. So you have nothing to give them. You think if I connect with somebody, they might ask some questions about my evidence that this works. And I got none. How long have you been in? How much have you made? Would you make last month? Why do you think you're scared of hearing this? Why are you scared of being rejected? Why do you still have a chicken list? Chicken list is people that you should have contacted and you haven't yet because you're not connected. Is this helping any of you? Okay, so now one more pretty good punch in the face. And then I'm going to go on to what I know you need to do. You don't have to raise your hands on that. How many of you right now, if asked, seriously, are you a part of any spiritual belief? Are you part of any kind of belief or thing like that? People are like, yeah, I am. Does your belief talk about inviting others to hear this message? So when's the last time that you brought someone to the synagogue, brought someone to church, brought someone to temple, brought someone to kingdom hall, brought someone to the sweat tent? Yeah, I'm a seeker. Brought someone to mass. See, there's a lot of different religions out there. Brought someone to the mosque. There's a bunch of different beliefs and religions out there. And don't get mad at me, but you might have called the provider to get connected. But if you don't lean into it and act like you're connected, then you have no evidence. And since you don't talk about the evidence in your life of being connected, that's called a. You don't feel like there's enough evidence. You don't feel like you're worthy. You don't feel like you're enough to do what you're called to do, which is each and every day spreading the good news and getting people in front of the person that can deliver the message. How deep is that? Some of you not only don't bring anyone to a new belief because you're not connected, but you're no longer connected to any kind of belief. So if you're not connected, you're not getting downloads. If you don't get downloads, you're not inspired. If you don't know what it feels like to be connected, you can't see connections in other people. So what you do is you completely isolate yourself and you don't connect with anybody. And that causes despair, destruction, division, destroy, dis-ease. See, because when you're not connected, then the world looks at you as something that's decaying and not growing. So if you're decaying because you're not connected, then you need to go. Not doing anything here. Wait a minute, you are. You're constantly complaining and connecting with other people that are complainers, that are talking about the end of the world. So those that are connected weren't taught to sit around and wait for Jesus to come. But yet that's how some people act, or who are they, whatever their belief is. So I hope this didn't get too deep for you. Because now I'm going to share with you how to turn it around instantaneously. You ready? You physically look and search to find people that you know that are plugged in, that are connected. So when science of getting rich and Think and Grow Rich, and even the Bible, you know, Jesus said to the disciples, go 2 by 2, because a prophet's not welcome in his own hometown. Because they knew when you got around people that know you from the past, that you would feel unconnected. So you better bring someone with you that's connected, because everybody's like, Hey, Bobby's in town. Hey, remember when you stole that beer truck? Can you still smash beer cans on your head? I'm like, oh my God. No, I don't do much of that anymore. Come on, let's go to the bars. Let's go get drunk. Let's go get hammered. Let's go get in trouble. No. Why are you here then? Why are you here? Well, I want to introduce you to a dear friend of mine named Melody Ryba. Well, why? Well, because when I'm around here, she makes me feel more alive than I've ever been before. I'm not quite where she is, but because she's connected with people that are really making some impact in the world, and she's helping a lot of people live the life that they've always wanted. She's an incredible woman, incredible mother, and I just want to introduce you to her, and you can ask her questions. See, when you have no evidence that something's not working, why can't you do what I did? So 37 years ago, in the worst place that I could be, someone I had a small connection with introduced me to my mentor. And it took me milliseconds to go, this guy is running on just a different frequency. His shoulders back, his smile, his confidence, the way that he talked. This guy was, some people call it an aura, but this person was magnetic. You guys ever see anybody like this? Some people call it charisma. But all of a sudden, you're around a person that is connected. You can tell they're connected. And going back to the Jim Rohn story, he goes, there's always going to be two people in front of that microphone. Always two. A person that's talking that's not connected, and a person that's talking that is connected. And if you've ever seen somebody on stage and you knew they were connected and they were really, really connected, where you see someone say some stuff that you go, what the hell was that? And the person goes, hey, hang on a second. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. And you go, what the hell was that? They just closed their eyes a little bit and went, all right, got it. That was a download. And then you hear people do this, go, wow, that was good. I've never said that in front of a room before. What? I thought you knew every word in your presentation, and because you were looking at the PowerPoint. And have any one of you ever listened to someone that trained or spoke and you just went, geez, I need a cup of coffee. This is rough. This is really, really rough. Didn't connect. Nothing. I hope I don't freak some of you out. I believe when you hear those noises, ding, ding, ding. You know what I believe that you should hear from me, that you know whether or not I'm connected? My laugh. My whole entire life, even before I got involved in this industry, people were like, geez, man, your laugh just stops people in their track. And that's why some of the closest students I've ever taught, including Melody, goes, why can Robert look at you and go, man, you need to pull your head out of your ass and you need to do it right now. Do you understand what I'm saying? I hope you got that. And it's like, did he just punch me in the face and then put his arm around me and tell me that he loves me? Did he do that all in one shot? Do you guys understand? It's gonna sound weird, but I was told to tell you guys this morning because I want you to have the best life you've ever had. You know whether or not when you're connected or not. And I'm just telling you the reason things work for me. I always share some very, 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 what would it be called? I really share some incredible sensitive stuff with my inner circle members. And I know that I share some stuff that people go, what am I supposed to do with that? I don't know what to do with that. So Robert, you've told me that you're in the Hall of Fame. Now you've made over 60 million. You helped 67 people. You're an author. You've done all this stuff. And you're telling me that all you do is get connected and then something higher than yourself connects you with people. And then all of a sudden you got this big explosion. Yeah. Because now I'm seeing other people. Don't you guys always notice that it seems like a belief is released or a download's released? And a lot of people got it at the same time. And so you see it in a bunch of different conversations by certain individuals that are connected. So all the people that have worked their ass off, and it's important to them to be hardwired. Does everybody know what hardwired is? Because we all went through when Wi-Fi was okay, but it just wasn't reliable. So I'm not hooking my TV up anymore to Wi-Fi. I'm going to run a cable to it, and it's going to be hardwired. You guys understand what I'm saying? So as soon as we know there's a weak connection in any of our electronic devices, we immediately know that we need to get it hardwired. Once we hardwire, we might do one of two things. How many times have any of you asked, where do I go to check my internet speed? Where do I go to check my internet speed? Because connection's important to you, isn't it? So when you're reaching out, what I was able to do is I was able to recognize immediately that the guy that I was learning from, the guy that was talking to me, made me feel different. I didn't understand the majority of the stuff that he talked about that night. All I knew is I wanted that.
No.
I love you guys.
Yep. Have a great weekend. Plug in, man.